Hello, everybody. So I don't know if it's raining where you are. It's raining and it's cold and it's misty here. So I thought let's light some candles and get cozy. I don't know if TikTok is going to get all pissy with me for doing this or not. I'm going to try to light these. And let's get cozy and let's unpack my makeup kit. And when I say my makeup kit, I should be clear. We're not unpacking my professional makeup kit. We are unpacking my little treasure chest that I packed because I went to go and see someone very special yesterday. And I will tell you guys who. We were so bad. Hi, Sansuchi. We were so bad. We got so busy chatting and hanging out. We didn't record anything. So we'll do something again. But it was just so fun to talk beauty with an eminent beauty pro and truly the queen. And we just got so carried away. We were also in an environment where we couldn't record. So there are several places in Los Angeles where you can't use your phone and you can't record. So we'll find another way. We'll find another place. But I think we're going to get in trouble with her social media manager. So anyway, we just went to go and talk all things beauty. And you guys can probably guess who I went and hung out with for some hours yesterday. I'm going to come back and tell you guys more about Neen. We're going to talk more about these products. I've been dabbling with them for a while now. I actually just went on and purchased more. Is anybody familiar with Neen? I will tell you guys more. It is so incredible. But first, while we're just kind of getting warmed up here, I'll show you guys some things that I took because we just hung out and talked all things beauty. I don't know how many of you have seen this little treasure before, but thank you all for hanging out with me while I unpack all of these. Can you see every single one of these little compartments? Has its very own space for these little tiny swans down puffs. And I was so surprised and so absolutely delighted. I feel like this is the treasure of a lifetime. These were used to apply mostly powder. Sometimes I will find them with a little rouge on them, but they were used for mostly powder. And believe it or not, if you guys go back and watch some of my videos, I've actually shown how well they worked. And look, we have a little blue one, a little blue baby puff. So these were powder puffs. And someone made this incredible, it's like a little lingerie bag for your powder puffs. So I wanted to take and show this to Janine yesterday. And it was just so fun to hang out with someone that has done so much and is so iconic for beauty. And I promise we will record and we'll talk a little bit more about her history and her background. And the thing I love about her current brand, Neen, is that it's so high touch. Just like Stila, she spent so much time in development and puts just heart and soul into absolutely every single thing. I mean, for example, she's known as being the first for so many things. With Stila, Neen is no different. So for example, this is the very first 100% silicone case. This is made from sand and air. Part of the reason that it does not have a mirror and it does not have a magnet is because that would make it so that it was not able to be recycled. And not only does Janine really work incredibly hard, but she's unlike other brands. A lot of brands that have post-consumer recycled materials, or they make products that are able to be recycled, they don't actually dig into the nuances of what it means to be recyclable. And if you see a magnet or a mirror, all of these certain things go into it so that they may be made of post-consumer recycled waste. Neen only uses recycled ocean plastics, but these are air and sand. Nothing has ever been created like these, and they're refillable. So if you need to, you just pull the component away from the pan. You never want to pull on the pan. And the formulas are incredible. So if anyone remembers Kitten, the original Kitten by Stila, you guys have got to check out Neen. Yes, Jules, it is. It is the first 100% silicone component. And they are completely refillable. You can see even the little labels, because I've messed it with this and, moved it around so much, because I do refill it and I put it into other palettes when I travel. But look at that shade. It is, it feels air spun. It's so incredibly soft, and it is so skin friendly. In fact, as many of you know, we're just coming off of Oscars weekend, and I had a few things going on, and I found that I was using this shade, which is called Happy, a lot. And you can layer and blend these together, which is really nice. So I found myself often taking Happy, and it can go on bare skin, it can go on top of makeup, it can be sandwiched over foundation, under powder, for kind of a peekaboo see-through shade. But it's so pretty on the skin. And do you know the first ingredient in this formula is castor oil? Do you guys have any idea how beautiful and beneficial castor oil is for the skin? It's not greasy. It's blended with some other beautiful essential oils. So this is truly skincare first. And what I just did is I just blended Beam into that, and see how that just made the most beautiful shimmering blush. They're pretty incredible. So I highly recommend if you guys have not checked out Neen, check them out. Janine truly is the queen of beauty. And, she did so many things with Stila from very early on, where she was the first to use recyclable packaging, the first to use a formula that had 80% pearl, the first to have a vending machine in her little store, the first to successfully make refillable pans, post 1950, 1960, everything. Nobody did that until Janine came on the scene. And here's the good news. So if you think that this looks and feels like Kitten, the original Kitten, but better, guess what? Every single one of their shadows that shimmer have this base. So they are incredibly smooth, soft. They're a highlighter, they're a shadow. You can use them anywhere. You can use them all over. I even pop this into my crease on my lid. I can do a whole face with just these. On my skin, it feels so good. She gave me a couple colors that aren't quite out yet, so I will be showing you those. But I also went on today and ordered several shades And she does a matte formula too. So what does this want me to do? It's asking me to swipe right. Okay. I guess I don't know what's happening. Anyway, TikTok has some new interaction. Anyway, incredible, beautiful, layerable color in a good for your skin formula and in a good for the planet formula and a good for the planet packaging. Another thing, check this out, glass. I was saying to her yesterday, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that somebody finally had the balls to do a lip gloss in glass because so many people do not. This is actually pressed wood. So this is glass, this is wood. The stem is still plastic, but it is all ocean plastic. And she is actively working on finding a plastic-free solution for that. But, you know, a small brand, an indie brand, it takes time, and she does everything with precision. So, and it feels so nice in your hands and feels quite fancy. So let me know if you guys have any questions, but it's a pretty incredible brand. I feel like that's a new one. I feel like I'm really, late to the game here with Neen. They're about to have, I believe, their 3rd birthday. But if you loved Stila, check out Neen. It is called Neen because that's Janine's nickname. So I cannot say enough. Everything is so incredibly high touch. And what that means is she goes into the lab. She plays with the pigments. She works with the formula. She works with the component manufacturers. Oh, it is? Oh, Danielle, that's so funny. That's great. Yes, so they share that in common. And she just has an incredible eye, not only as an artist, of course, we all know that, but the ethics and the DNA of the brand. She takes her time with everything to give us the very best. So we looked at a couple things. Jules, they do not have a tinted sunscreen. I can find out what the plans are for complexion. I can find out for you about that. But because they are a small brand, you have to roll formulas out very intentionally. So I'm certain that complexion is being looked at behind the scenes because any of us that remember Stila, we know the care that went into all of those formulas. I mean, the original stick concealers, the pressed foundations. It was incredible. I miss it to this day, and it revolutionized the way I did makeup as a young artist. And in fact, this is one of the little compacts that we did not have time to get to. Can you believe it? Yeah, Danielle, you'll have to get your sister something if that's her nickname. Get her Beam or Happy or a lip. I mean, Beam is great for anybody. It's so good. So anyway, this is one of the little things that we actually didn't even get to. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. We were so busy chatting about so many things, but look. Hi, Kish. How are you? So nice to see you. Look at this little triple vanity. Oh, look at this. Yeah, the foundation was so good. I know. It's incredible. And then these guys, we know, are little areas for rouge and loose powder. Look at that color. Hi, Jen. How are you? Isn't it wonderful? I know, and this one was chipping and peeling in some areas, and this was actually used in a period film, so I had to refurbish this little baby a little bit. So you guys can go on my page and take a look there. Here's another little treasure. Oh, you love the Neen highlighter. Isn't it amazing? Which one do you use? Do you use Beam? There are several. There is a blush called Pretty, which I think I bought that one today. And then, are you guys ready? Do we have any dancers in the chat this evening? I mean, look at this case. It has such the classic deco design. And then inside, can you even stand it? So, if we have any dancers here, you will recognize this name. Anna Pavlova. So this was done, and this has the crest. I'm going to do a little more research on this one. But she was part of the Le Ballet Russe, the Russian ballet. Look at the pristine nature of that. And this one's really interesting because you can see it says slide to open and refill. So you would fill the powder here. And then we have more instructions. Slide forward to release sufficient powder for use. So you would then go pull it down, and there's this little well. So this would scrape down and give you this little well's worth of powder. Isn't it incredible? So this is the compact. And it's just stunning. I have to do more research. I need to find out who did this for her, what the release was like on it. But look, we have a lipstick too. Pretty unbelievable. Now, it barely opens, so you can have just a little peek in there. And I'm going to leave it just as it is. As you know, I am not shy about going in and taking things apart, but this is 100% museum quality. And I'm going to actually put this on the side because I haven't done a video for you on this yet. We need to talk about this wonderful dancer. Oh, and then I want to show you, look at how great. One of our other friends, Pixel Mayo, depotted these from a Mondaine compact and sent them to me. So these are going to stay in the vault. But she's just so good. I appreciate her so much. So now we have some backup. And this is going to go in our retains for period pieces. And, oh, you know what else she sent me? Wait until you guys see this. The original little brush, and it says Mondaine. Can you guys see that? Oh, yeah, there we go. Shoot. It says Mondaine, and that is a little boar bristle. Isn't that amazing? So it is unbelievable when we get to find these things. So let's see, what else did we have in here? Oh, I know what this is. Now, a lot of you, some of you may have seen this. This is another mystery item that I couldn't believe my luck when I saw this. It is a very fine black silk, and you can tell it was manufactured, but I cannot imagine that it was manufactured in bulk. And we have like an old Mercury mirror. Look at this beautiful little swan's down. Can you believe the color? And this was made for powder, and it was never filled. I make up all kinds of stories in my head about who could have possibly. I know Lady Bello isn't that. I mean, that is like, I think it's like an ultraviolet. Maybe it doesn't have quite enough purple. In daylight, it has more purple than blue. It's just unbelievable. I know, isn't it great? Yeah, it's really an interesting piece. In this light, it looks so blue. In daylight, it has a lot more purple in it. I know, Jules, isn't it great? You know I'm such a sucker for a little swan's down puff, right? I mean, I can't even. It's in such good condition. Thank you. I love the Celine trunk too. It is definitely an oldie but a goodie. I know. It's and it's also a vintage piece. And then we were looking as well at these pieces. This is one of my favorites. This is an Elizabeth Arden from the late 30s, early 40s, probably closer to the 40s. And this contains, well, somebody monkeyed around with these shades here, but it had like a tealy blue. It is. It's made of the down. So it's made of the underbelly, really close to their skin under their feathers. So it's a swan's down, like in a feather pillow, the tiny parts. And then this is more of a brown. But the real piece de resistance is this shade, which is a true red. And this is such a historical shade because this is Victory Red. Isn't it incredible? And Victory Red, so Montezuma Red, was issued to the women that were in service during the time. They had piping, red piping on their uniforms. So they had nail polish, rouge, and lipstick to match. But look on the other side. This is a little wooden case for Tabaciana. I can't say what it's for, but it's like a little humidor. Isn't that amazing? To keep things dry and clean. Isn't it just amazing? Wonderful. These pieces, we had the whole collection laid out at the chateau, and there was people, including gentlemen, that came over and were like, wait, what is going on here? What is all of this stuff? And it's so funny. I always tell people, men always go crazy when they see these things. They're like little, the little gadgety, gizmo-y things they go crazy for. It's another little 1930s. This is actually reserved for someone. So I'm going to put that off to the side. I have swatched Besame, and Besame is beautiful. I need to get their Victory. I know that their Victory lipstick has just come back in stock. They were out of it for a really long time. And of course, you guys have seen this. The 1935 dance purse, complete with a dance card. Isn't it just out of this world? I know the blue is incredible, isn't it? The dance card, I could not believe my luck when I found an existing dance card. You guys will have to go back and watch the video where I take you through and we open it up and we see what's inside. It's such an incredible piece of history. Tomorrow I'm going to be recording a few videos, but I'll be recording a video that tells another story. I know, finding one with the dance card is incredible. 1950s, complete with the eye, the lip, the powder, rouge, and the original paper that tells you this is intended. Whoops! This is intended for your cold. Oh my goodness. This is intended for your cold cream. Because cold cream was like the first makeup primer or pre-makeup cream. Depending on how much you put on, how long you let it set, would determine when you put your powder on top of it, how much coverage you got. So you could actually turn this powder into like a foundation. Because if you think about it, you're blending powder and oil. Okay. Oh, this is I'm so obsessed with this. 1953. Yes, Primer, moisturizer, remover. AK, you've got it. That's exactly it. If anybody ever finds any more of these Christian Dior Obliesques, please do let me know. There are 8 shades in total, and I'm on the hunt to collect them all. Yes, the vintage Dior, isn't it just wild? I do have a little crush on Mr. Dior circa 1940s and 50s. I actually saw an exhibition. Oh my gosh, it's probably been almost 20 years ago now. And I saw some of his original pieces for the new look. Isn't this great? Yeah, I think Louis Vuitton, I think they take some hints from each other. So this one does not have the second compartment. Whoa, I just threw it. Good thing these things are durable. Yes, new look is incredible. Pardon my fingerprints. So you can see one was a double decker. One was not. And this one gives us a better look at what it looked like inside. And we get a little more of that original Victory red. I can't get over this. So, and we have its original case. It appears to have been purchased in abroad because the names of the shades are in French. So I don't know if perhaps she was stationed there. Oh, of course, I had to bring her my originals. My original pans. Aren't they amazing? Talk about old school, right? We'll take another look at these in the 90s. I'll need to do a 90s video. You've seen this. I mean, look at how they treated everything like a treasure. I could not believe. I keep saying I could not believe my luck, but it's true. I have had some luck. And this one, I know blackout, isn't it? Just incredible. And what I love about this one, it's a Sherry Langlois. And you can see all of the little birds and the flowers on both sides. And we have this little pull tab because this would pull away. And then this would sit up so that you could display your beautiful little piece. The attention to detail is incredible. It is enamel. It's enamel, isn't it? Just something else. This is not mother of pearl. This is a pearly enamel. But it's a good question. I wondered the same thing as I was waiting for it to arrive. I could not wait to see what it was. And then let's see what else is in here. Oh, all kinds of other things. They don't make it like this, I know. And then this, so elegant. A little carrying case. I can't show you guys this for too long because of the Tabacchiana area. TikTok will get all weird with me and I'll be banned again. So, of course, I should probably say this is all for entertainment purposes only. This is another one that I love to show you guys. This is also a makeup compact. These are original. Everything's original. This box is coming apart, so I have to be careful with it. I've done a whole video on this, so if you want to see what goes in this Alfred Dunhill makeup compact, you can go check out my page. And for whatever reason, that one has been able to stay up. But TikTok gets testy and funny sometimes. So I'm probably going to come back on later tonight and show you Oh, we're going to do some beauty bedtime story we're going to read. Isn't that wonderful? Stork Club. The first real membership club and some of the first beauty swag that I know of ever. Look at this color. And it's called Barbara. I need to dig into their files and find out who is this Barbara, right? I mean, who do we think Barbara was? Maybe I need to put everybody on that mission to find out who they named this for. And then one day I'm going to find one of you who knows someone that collects vintage automobiles. Yeah, Barbie. So one day you guys are going to forward this to someone that owns vintage automobiles and is going to want this piece. I know that this is going to go to someone so special, still in its original box and case. This would have been mounted to the car. Pardon my nails. I've been making makeup all day. So this would go behind the chauffeur or on the driver's side. Sometimes, in the front. This would hold matches. And then this would hold, what would go with those. I know, isn't this incredible? And then here we have a compact, and I have never opened the paper on this. So this is completely 100%. You can see it's still tucked under their original condition. So if you guys know of anyone that owns and loves classic cars, this with its velvet lining and all of its Art Deco lines, this is by Elgin American. Oh yeah, I should send it to Dita. That's so true. Elgin, can you guys see that? Elgin Vanity. Isn't it wild? That's true. And I think she's still in LA. I mean, I know she has some residencies and stuff, but that is a great idea. Thank you, AK. Well, I've done reviews on this. If you follow her, you should send her my video and then I'll reach out to her as well. I don't know her personally, but we do have some friends in common, so I could get some photos to her. I think she'd probably love it. It's right up her alley. And then another little set that I love is this. I don't think we got to look at this yesterday either. Oops. I mean, can you even? And it still has its original paperwork. And then the matching lip. And I have another little compact that's different for powder. I know, isn't it wild? I'm so glad that some of you are here that I haven't seen before. It's so nice to have new faces, and it's so nice to meet all of you. That's it for now. We went through it all. Yeah, this thing has a beautiful big mirror in it, but I am not camera ready. It's rainy, and I've just been having a lovely catching up at home day today. So it's actually oh, Lady Bello, I'm so glad you were here. I'll be popping on probably a little later tonight. But what was I going to say? Oh, I need to set up a little something for you guys. to look at. When I come back later, we're going to do beauty bedtime stories. And we are reading some pretty incredible books right now. How fabulous is that? Mother of Pearl. I know, I love the cosmetic case. That is one that I have loved for such a very long time. And then later this week, what I'm going to be doing that you guys might find fun if you enjoy watching the process of making makeup is I have an event at the end of the month. So I am taking a bunch of vintage cosmetic vintage lipsticks and some vintage cases, and I'm refilling them with modern makeup. So I'm working with a women's group. It's going to be really fun, and I'm going to be pouring. I think I'm going to do 2 shades, and I'm going to pour. Oh, you need to repot some stuff. Yes. Okay, you totally want to learn. I will show you guys. I'm going to be pouring and repotting some new things because I want to have an entire catalog of things for them to purchase because they're vintage lovers, and I just have to figure out which lipsticks I'm going to do. And this is where I start to get a little crazed because it means I have to part with them. And it makes me want to cry a little bit, but I will. I have some repeats, so I will definitely do a couple. I have like this one. Oh, but I need to get a refill for it. So I think I'm going to do this one. I have a whole new set of things coming. I might do this one, which is a fun one. This little Italian guy. I've got to get it to slide easily. Got to get that all worked out. So we've got this one. Isn't that one fun? It is so hard. And look at that color. Oh, unbelievable, right? But I have about 11 more lipsticks coming. The other ones, I don't know that I can part with. It is so hard. And when I think I can do it, I lose my nerve and I get all attached and then I just can't do it. So I'm going to buckle up and be a grown up and get it together and make some people some beautiful things, because if it means that there's a little less plastic out in the world because we are giving them vintage lipsticks that they can refill, well, that's a pretty good mission, right? So anyway, everyone, thank you for hanging out with me, and think of some vintage questions that you might have, and I'm always happy to answer them. So I will hopefully be back a little bit later unless the rain gets to me, but I thought this could be a perfect night to snuggle in and read a beauty book. But I'm going to wait a couple hours because we tend to get more people then, and it's closer to bedtime. Or for those of you with insomnia, it's a nice time to just come in and fall asleep while someone reads you something about history. All right. Thanks for joining, everyone, and I will see you a little later.